What's good? This is JVB representing SPD, and that is sportsperdiem.com. UFC 246, Conor McGregor defeats Donald Cowboy Cerrone in 40 seconds. 40 seconds. So, did we learn anything yesterday? Did we learn anything last night at UFC 246? For me, the answer is no, because it was only 40 seconds. Now, not to minimize what Conor McGregor did, because he came out guns blazing. Soon as the bell rang, came out immediately. He threw the left. He missed. Cowboy ducked. They clinch. And then Conor McGregor throws these shoulder strikes. You know, like you see in MMA fights all the time. You know, you see guys shoulder shrug their opponent when they hold them against the cage. But the shoulder strikes that Conor was throwing yesterday, they landed heavy because Conor put all his weight into it, like he said in the post-fight interview. Especially those last couple of shoulder strikes that busted up Cowboy, you know. Once that clinch was broken, you saw Cowboy's nose bleeding, his eye was swelling up. He got beat the fuck up with shoulder strikes. And then Conor lands the head kick, and that's it. You know, that's pretty much a wrap. Cowboy falls down. Cowboy never gets back up. Conor's continuing the pressure, throwing punches until Herb Dean calls him off and stops the fight. 40 seconds. I give props to Conor McGregor. You know, he came out there and he took care of business real quick. But we didn't learn anything. We knew going into the fight that Conor McGregor was a good fighter. He's a pretty damn good fighter. We knew coming into the fight that Donald Cowboy Cerrone was a very good fighter. But we also know that he's had, 50 MMA fights? Over 30 UFC fights. Over 30 UFC fights. For many years, Cowboy would just go out there. He'll have a fight. He'll come back 1 month later, 3 weeks later, 2 weeks later, a month and a half later, 2 months later. It didn't matter. He just wanted to fight. But we knew over time that eventually it was going to catch up to him. He's now near 40 years old. Obviously, his best days are behind him. His previous 2 fights didn't go his way. He got finished at the end of the second round against Tony Ferguson. He got finished in the first round via knockout by Justin Gaethje. And now this, last night. He loses via TKO in 40 seconds to Conor McGregor. So even though the fashion of how the fight ended was unpredictable, the result definitely wasn't unpredictable, and it wasn't surprising. Me personally, I thought it was going to be a longer fight. I thought Cowboy was going to try to keep him at range, but it didn't work out that way. No pun intended, but Cowboy Cerrone is a notorious slow starter. And on the flip side, Conor likes to attack quickly, early and often. So putting those two scenarios together, the scenario that we got last night wasn't surprising. But I'm not trying to minimize what Conor McGregor did last night. He took care of business. He went out there and he said what he was going to do. He did it in a very unique fashion. And now his prospects for 2020 have grown significantly. He has options left and right. I really hope this year reflects 2015 and most definitely 2016. Seeing Conor McGregor in the octagon as often as possible, because say what you want to say about him, he generates so much attention for the UFC. You saw all the commercials leading up to the fight. You saw all the pregame ESPN stuff, all the stuff on YouTube, you know, from the different outlets. The turnout last night at the T-Mobile Arena, you know, you had all the who's who there, all the celebrities. So even though Cowboy lost, you know, I'm a big Cowboy Cerrone fan. I like him. He's a great guy. He's a cool dude, even after the fight, acknowledging Conor, respecting Conor, keeping it real and everything. He is a true octagon legend. He is a UFC legend. He's a future Hall of Famer. But I'm glad that Conor McGregor took care of business, and now, even more so than before the fight, Conor McGregor has the whole combat world in the palm of his hands. But I'm out. like the video and share the video. And do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Until next time, take it easy. God bless. Peace.